yesterday. Hope it's working. Okay, cool. Now maybe people will show up. Unlike yesterday when I had all those people and didn't know they were here. Hey, Janet. How you doing? This time I know people are here and I can see comments. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Got two people here. I don't know who else is here, but somebody else is here. Just finished lunch, went out, fed the cows. That's kind of what we call our son's dog too. So I went out, fed the cows, put a new battery in the tractor, and did a little mowing. I think I said I ate breakfast or lunch. So Facebook has been being a pain in the ass. I don't know if anybody else has issues with that. I have had stuff removed because it breaks their community standards. Silly. I actually challenged one. Josh and Rachel got a puppy last night. Cool. What kind of puppy is it? I think it's weird when people click in, they're like, oh shit, it's that guy. But I found out yesterday that quite often there's people watching and I don't know that they're watching, but it'll tell me once this posts to YouTube that how many viewers I actually have. Labrador and Terrier mix. Interesting. My wife's dog is a red blue heeler. Oh yeah, the shadows. It's cool. I don't really care. I just like to know that people are like they would talk, like they would come in and say something. But yeah, Facebook's getting ridiculous with that stuff. I think they should have two different ones. I can't remember if I've already discussed this. I think they should have one for minors and one for adults because they're just getting ridiculous. And I do think kids need to be protected, but yes. Speak up saying, man, I'm really close to the camera today. But it is what it is. It's hot as hell here. I don't think we're ever going to get a break from the heat. It just makes more sense to have one for minors and one for adults. At least you're talking to me. That's cool. I have a few, but they're relatives, so I don't feel right telling my relatives no, but they know how I am and who I am, and I don't think most of them see what I post anyways. But yeah, I think most of my minor nieces and nephews, I don't think they even see my shit. They almost never say anything. So But yeah, if they did one, I mean, it would broaden their thing and make their job so much easier if they had a Facebook for minors and a Facebook, like Facebook Kids or some shit like that, and then the one for adults. My family knows me. Everybody knows. My brothers always get nervous because what y'all see, and this is actually toned down. What y'all see here, me talking, is somewhat toned down from what I am in real life, and I've toned it down a little bit because of YouTube. Yeah, YouTube has they have a parental controls where you can do that. Savannah can't get on grown up sites. However, even at 5, she's smart enough to find her way through all the safeguards and get to, but we monitor what she does so close, and she knows we're watching. So a lot of times if she accidentally clicks into something that she don't think we want her in, she'll back out. She'll say something right away and back out because she knows if I catch her anywhere, that I'll just take her tablet away and she won't be able to do anything. Yeah, she's way, way, way too smart. Yesterday I was watching Stripes and she looked over and saw Bill Murray and she went, "Oh, he's from Ghostbusters." I said, "And?" She goes, I said, your favorite movie?" She said, "Zombieland." I was like, "Yeah." We're excited because next month Zombieland 2 comes out and the entire main cast is coming back. Seeing the previews, looks pretty good. She loves, loves, loves Zombieland. The many times I've seen it, I guess I like it too. She watches a lot. Yeah. We've been waiting. We heard last year that it was coming back with the entire original, the core cast. The 4 main characters are coming back. I don't know who else is here. Say hey, whoever you are. I'm saying hey. That kind of looked not very masculine of me. Hey, Josh, what's up, man? Do I think The Dirt is ever going to be released on DVD? If they're smart, they will. I mean, with the big a hit as it was on Netflix. However, with it being owned by Netflix, they may not. Um, so I don't know. I mean, it would be smart of them to do it because it's going to sell. I mean, that was one of their biggest movies ever. So it should. There's talks of the Heroin Diaries being done into a movie. Mick actually just released on, I think it was Twitter or Facebook the other day, or all of his social medias, that he thinks it should be made into a movie because they left so much out of the movie, trying not to divert all the attention towards Nikki. I know that Nikki is currently working on the Heroin Diaries being a musical, and he's working really hard on that, and he plans on taking it on tour, the musical. But we'll see. I think the Heroin Diaries would be a good. I think it would be a good book, but I don't think it should be about. I don't think it should be Nikki Sixx. Um, yes, yeah, he's turning into a Broadway musical, and they're going to take it on tour across the United States. I don't know how far, but they've been working on the Broadway musical for quite some time. But I think it should be based on the Heroin Diaries, but have some. Sorry about the burp. Well, I think it should be a fictitious character that they base it on, uh, mostly due to the the Dirt already being released. Uh, I think it would. I mean, it's a great story, regardless if it's Nikki or not. It's a great story, so I think they should just do it that way. Well, yeah, he's working really hard on it, making it a Broadway musical. I mean, it's already going into production. So, um, him and um, Michael were working on. They had actually put together a band. They were working on an album, and I haven't heard anything since that. Now I know that 6 a.m. has gotten together to work on some new music, and there's talk of a new 6 a.m. album coming out, but I don't know where it's at. I'm not sure with um, DJ. I follow him on Instagram, and I follow whatever his name is, Michael, the singer, him, and I follow his assistant. She's actually one of the backup singers from 6 a.m., which probably how she got the gig. She's a fantastic vocalist. But I follow all three of them on 6 a.m. on Instagram. But I don't know. There for a while, DJ was all over everything. You couldn't turn on a computer without seeing him. But I don't know. So James Michaels, that's it. I couldn't remember his first name. I knew Michael wasn't it, but I was like, well, that's his last name. But yeah. But him and DJ had put together a band, I guess, or maybe it was just them, but they were calling it whatever the name was. Oh shit, I can't remember, but they were just hyping it up on Instagram, the both of them, coming, and then nothing. So I don't know if it just fell apart. If they decided it's a bad idea, if they shelved it to wait, because they're working on the 6 a.m. stuff. I don't know, but I haven't heard anything about the 6 a.m. album in a while. Just there's supposed to be a new one coming out. I actually used to follow both the backup singers for 6 a.m., but the one's kind of stuck up and she kind of dropped off. So, well, you can. All you got to do is film like a little 30-second video and then send it. This year's been crazy. Yeah. It has been crazy with new music, but you're much younger and have not the broad palette that I do as far as musical taste. A lot of it, because to me, is just they're just regurgitating shit and they're making music strictly trying to make money. There's not everybody's doing that, but a lot of them. So I'm writing a lot of it off. Right now, I'm currently really into Tom McDonald. I have not been this excited about a new artist in forever, and this dude's a fucking rapper. But man, he's a fucking amazing. If you've never seen anything about him, you need to YouTube him and check him out. He's the shit. I can't say enough good shit about him. My daughter introduced me to him almost a year ago, I think. He did a song called White Boy. All of his songs are truth. They're really well written. He's hands down one of the best rappers out. And he doesn't give a fuck what anybody says about him. He says what he wants, and it's all truth. It's not anything but. So White Boy is the first song I heard. My favorite song, well, it's actually tied now with his new single, but Politically Incorrect is the best song. I love that song. So, oh, the new Tool, yeah, that's I like that one. All right, I have issues with the band Tool itself. I'm real big about bands that don't be so fucking full of yourself. I mean, I've met legends I've met Alice Cooper. I've met Carmine Appice. You may be too young to know who most of these people are. Van Halen, when I met them back in the day, they were douchebags. Eddie wasn't such a douchebag, but he's pretty fucked up. But David Lee Roth is a fucking piece of shit. If only somebody had been wearing a condom and not popped him out. But I have met legends, people who have the right to be dickheads and they're not. So when I meet anybody who's not to that level and they're kind of a dickhead, I haven't met Tool, but shit that I've read in interviews I've seen, but I still like their music. It's like Motley Crue. I love Motley Crue. It's my all-time favorite band, but I hate Tommy Lee and Vince Neil. Despise them. I was telling Janet yesterday that if I saw them on the street, I wouldn't even walk up to them and ask them for an autograph or a picture or anything. I would not acknowledge them. If they spoke to me first, because I'm not a rude prick, I'd say something back. But so if you're going to check out Tom MacDonald, Politically Incorrect, and his newest single is called I'm Sorry. I love that song. I think in 4 days it was already over 1 million views. It's amazing. But just check those 2 songs out first and then start going through his other shit. But man, I tell everybody I know, even if they don't like rap, listen to this dude. I gotta watch my battery. Shit. This battery on this laptop drains quick. When I met Carmine Appice, he was a drummer in a band called, I don't know how much music history you know, but he was a drummer in a band called Vanilla Fudge. He played for Rod Stewart at the peak of Rod Stewart's career. He played for Ozzy on the Bark of the Moon album when he had his own band. He has his own band now. But the band that I used to manage when we opened up for his band, it was at a small bar type place. Well, not like a real small bar place, but yes, I do keep up with Slipknot. I have not listened to any of the new shit yet. I like Slipknot. I haven't listened to any new shit yet. I do not like Fuzznut, the singer. Shit. I know his fucking name. I don't like him because when I saw him with Stone Sour, he headlined this show. Stone Sour headlined the show. All the bands prior to him was fucking amazing. But he came out with this attitude like he was, who's that douchebag rapper that thinks he's the shit but he sucks? Kanye West. Yeah, Corey Taylor. He came out kind of like attitude like this, like he was doing us a favor being there. And he didn't really put a lot of enthusiasm into the show. He did a bunch of corny shit. But we left. We only watched like 3 or 4 songs, and I looked at my kids and asked them, "What do y'all think?" They both said they were hungry. They'd seen enough of him, so we dipped out. But yes, I do like, as I said, I like Motley Crue. Hate some of the members, so I haven't listened to the new Slipknot, but I do like Slipknot. I like a lot of shit that's different. I hate cookie cutter bands like Black Veil Brides. It's hard to tell if it's a new album or if it's the album before or the album before. I can't fucking stand that shit. So I don't really get into that too much. I got to plug my charger in. All right, I'm back. I don't know if you ever heard of them, Josh. There's a band that I like. Told Janet, I'm not a big Screamo fan. There's some Screamo bands I like. Fuck. REO Speedwagon, I like a lot of their shit, but I have a friend who's met Kevin Crony, whatever the fuck his name is, the singer's name. Met him several times and said, what you see in interviews is not who he is. He's a total dick. But the guitar player that died, the alcoholic, they kicked out of the band. He had taught him how to be a rock star, so he does all the phony shit in the interviews, but he's a real prick away from thing. Def Leppard, yeah, they got hung up. I mean, they peaked, they were huge, and they're like, it's what you want to hear. And most of their newer shit wasn't that good, anyways. They sporadically do some good songs on, but I don't know. But what I was fixing to tell Josh is, have you ever heard the band Trivium? I consider them a hybrid screamo band because the dude can sing, but he does some screamo shit too in a song. He'll switch back and forth, which I totally dig that. Plus, he's really cool. When I saw him in concert, a fight broke out, and he literally stopped the show, made the two quit fighting, and explained that's not why we're here. It was two females. He said, if y'all can't get along, get the fuck away from each other. But that's not why we're here. You don't fight at my show or during my set. So that was pretty cool. But they put on a really good show. But I dig the way that they can switch back and forth. So that's something different. So I really dig them. Def Leppard. My issue with Def Leppard is when I saw them on the, what was it called? I can see the album cover, but I can't remember the damn name. Shit. The follow-up to Hysteria. They had Let's Get Rocked and all that shit on it. I saw them, and once upon a time, this venue is one of my favorite venues to go to. You could actually go down to the buses. That's how I've met a lot of bands, was just literally walk up to their bus and knock on the door. But as security gets tighter, even in the late 90s, or even in the 90s, you couldn't get there anymore. So they blocked people off. So he was doing a radio interview where you could almost get to him or get to them. Rick Savage and his wife came out with one security person to go do the radio interview. And we're standing right above where they walked out, and Rick was all, oh, where's the crowds at? And he's acting all silly, like kind of let down that people weren't like all around him. So they go in, they do the radio interview. When they come out, some dude yells over, hey, Rick. He couldn't wave to the dude, give him a peace sign or nothing. He just fucking like didn't even acknowledge the guy spoke to him. I would, if I hadn't already been somewhat mature, I would have just fucking spit right on his head. I mean, what a dick. You can't wave. But they are, Def Leppard is, as far as seeing them live, well, I don't know about now, but when I saw them then, one of my top 10, actually probably in the top 5 favorite bands to see live. The show was amazing. They were performing in the round in this venue where I saw them at. Normally, bands set up at one end and they'll sell like 3/4 of the arena. Def Leppard plays in a round, so they set up the round and they sold naturally 360. So I've been going to that venue forever, since I was at least fucking 16 years old. Never seen it packed as it was. From floor to ceiling, that place was packed. And they had no opening act, and they crushed it. It was an amazing show. Joe Elliott, somebody had jumped up on stage, and a security person grabbed this kid and threw him off the stage. And Joe stopped the song and said, don't you ever fucking do that again. He's trying to have a good time. Get him off the stage, but do not ever throw anybody off my stage again. I was like, that's pretty cool. But that was back before, people ran up on stage and killed people on stage. So different time. What were you going to say about Slipknot, Josh? I mean, I'm sure you asked. I went on some tirade. Sorry. I just feel I have to talk. I guess really upset some people yesterday by not knowing they were here. Oh, yeah, take care of the puppy. Well, that's good. Should take care of the puppy. I'm live with 2 people watching. What was the total gag? Hey, 3 people. Oh, I wonder if that's counting me. I wonder if I can comment on my own thing. Hey, 3 people. I wonder if that's counting me. I wonder if I can comment on my own thing. When you didn't know. Oh, yeah, I know, right? That shit was crazy. Yeah, I actually had some. I commented to myself. Look at me. Oh wait, there's a message that wasn't shown. What? Oh, we can show that. I already said something bad about him, so why would I care if somebody else said something bad about him? I'm seeing some of your messages on here that I didn't see. Huh. I talk to myself in person all the time, so all the time. I mean, talk like another person talk. For some reason, psychiatrists don't think that's funny. They say it's not healthy. Down to one person. It's just me and you, Janet. So I'm not talking to myself online anymore. It literally says in the title, stop by, hang out, and make some new friends. Not just stop by and go, shit, it's that dude again. I think it's really healthy to talk yourself up. Oh no, I deciphered that misprint there. Typo. Uh, yeah, hey Miles, thanks for making it by. I know it's super late in China, which makes it even more cool that you showed up. I really, really appreciate that. Just like I did you this morning. I stopped by to see you. Oh, shit. I really appreciate that. Yeah, that's how I make a lot of decisions too. Because if I hear it out loud, it's a little bit different than when you do it internally. So I have to say things out loud quite often. And then there's the internal arguments between me and my split personality that I have, which is like it's another person, but it seems like I'm thinking it. That's how I hear it. So when I speak out loud, it's like I'm ganging up on him between me and myself. Uh, oh, Miles, I meant to tell you this morning. I know I left a comment, but your video from yesterday about things that are rude in China, that was a really cool video because a lot of that stuff that we just do here without even thinking, you wouldn't think that, you know, I guess because we're so used to it, you go somewhere else and you just assume, well, like hugging, we do it here and it's a good thing. So you just assume it's a positive thing, but it's not seen as that. Uh, But yeah, I really enjoyed that video. I always enjoy your videos when you do stuff, especially the culture stuff, because I enjoy knowing cultural differences. So I always find them really interesting when you do that kind of stuff. See, it takes my words a while to travel to China or to type it and get the travel back. Like anybody needed me to say that. Yeah, if you've never been to her channel, you need to go to her channel and check out some of her videos. It's very interesting, the cultural differences. Yeah, if I remember correctly, China is 13 hours ahead of us, so it's like 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning there. Yeah, I highly. She's my favorite channel on YouTube. I watch everything she puts out. I want to watch me nap for a while. I'm not going to do that. I feel obligated to talk. If you're kind enough to come to my live stream, I feel like I have to talk. Australia is on my bucket list. I want to go to Australia, China, and Japan. I have to get back to Germany. I love, love, love Germany. They're so kind. I truly appreciate that because I know it's late. I know you have stuff to do, all that. Yeah, I have a friend that lives in Australia, and she wanted one of my pins, and even super discounted. Oh yeah, I'm dying to go back to Germany. I love, love, love Germany. But shipping to Australia, and probably the same. I felt bad enough when I sent my I have a friend that lives in Germany, and he bought a pen and pencil set from me. And when my wife saw what I was charging him, she got mad at me, and I was like, "It's not me. It's shipping." Not only did the shipping eat his ass, but they held it in customs for I think it was like 5 or 6 weeks. They hit him in the ass again. He had to pay some additional money. But when I was going to send this pin to my friend in Australia, the shipping was, I think the cheapest one I could find was like $134. It was crazy expensive. UPS was even more expensive. I thought UPS was supposed to be cheaper. And Miles, at least this time, I know y'all are here. Janet had to uh, video message me through YouTube. I mean, through Facebook to tell me that my stuff was messed up. I had no idea people were watching me because my viewer count was 0. No messages were showing up. It's kind of funny. I mean, it's online. I chose not to take it down because it had enough views and stuff that I just left it up. I just changed the title of it to "Live Stream Gone Wrong" or something like that. I think it's weird. Some of the other live streams I've already done, people still watch them. Oh, what was I doing? Okay, well you can see me. So I actually had my feet propped up on this table, and I had my guitar, and I was singing songs like "Nobody's fucking watching me." And I was just, and I would look. There was nobody watching, and I would just keep singing. and I was half-ass playing songs. Yeah, that's probably better if you just watch it. I do silly stuff when I think nobody's looking. Like I don't try to sing in key. I act dumb, have fun, but yeah, when I know people are watching, I actually try a little bit harder to to be more entertaining. I actually watched the video last night. I watched it again. Yeah, that would be great if that video took off because then I would just that's all I would have to do. Be right back. But yeah, that'd be great if that took off, and then just from that point on, all I'd have to do is act like I didn't know people were watching. Put some tape over the view counter so I didn't know who was there. Because I'm not mistaken with this, I can actually hide the chat so that I don't know anybody's chatting, but that's kind of rude. I didn't pee that quick. And besides, I always tell y'all when I have to go pee, so it usually doesn't happen. But yesterday, I don't know what the hell that was. Today, when I was out on the farm, and the best part about being on the farm is I just pee outside. I don't care. Uh, when I got there, I downed a bottle of Gatorade. I think I peed 4 or 5 times. It's funny that you mentioned me peeing. When I was doing the battery on the tractor, the cows were looking at me. I had already fed them, but they wanted more. And I can't pee when people are watching, or I mean, in the room with me, or if I go to someone's house for the first time. If I hear voices outside, I can't pee. Their shower curtains closed. I have to look behind the shower curtain. It's really weird. And I don't know why I'm like that. Because when I was younger, I didn't care. I just whip it out and pee. But in the country, I pee outside all the time. But both the cows were looking at me while I was peeing, and I was actually facing them. But I was thinking that's kind of weird. I can pee while cows are literally staring at me, but not. Oh, I ran somebody else there like that guy's talking about cows watching him pee. It's not interesting. I never said this was interesting. I just said stop by, hang out, and make some new friends. Uh, my youngest, my my biological brother. I have two stepbrothers, and we stair step. So my biological brother, uh, he has no problems. Used to when we would stop alongside the road to pee, he would stand behind the car facing traffic, and he wouldn't stop if he was peeing. He'd just wave at whoever drove by. I don't know. It says I have two people, and I see the two of you, and the two of you are talking. I don't know if he's still on either. Kind of hurts my feelings. Not really. I'm cool. All right. We've talked about my mistake. We've talked about me peeing. Anything else you want to know? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know why I'm like that. I don't even know when that started. Because in the third grade, me and my friends used to have peeing contests, and that never bothered me. Uh, Matter of fact, my daughter, for her first year of school, had my third grade the person that was my third grade teacher, her first year teaching. By the time my daughter was in kindergarten, she was a principal, so she was my daughter's principal, and then she got real sick and couldn't be there. But when I was married to my second wife, I had got called in for a conference, and that's the first time I had seen her since about the third, maybe fourth grade. And man, she remembered everything. She didn't actually catch me peeing, but one of the kids, our contest, we used to see who could pee over the stall wall and actually hit the toilet. And this kid lost. He didn't even make it over the wall, but he went out and told Mrs. Glass that we were peeing over the wall, and she walked in right as I fired. Talk about Germany? Okay. Uh, we arrived in Germany in April of 1980. I was in the 7th grade. My mom had just found out that in American schools, or our schools here anyways, unless the parent requests, they'll keep passing you up. I had figured that out way before that. Oh yeah, I've been married. This is my 3rd marriage. 3rd time's a charm. It's the longest one. It's longer than the first 2 combined and multiplied by 5, I think. I was young and stupid the first time. I was just stupid the second time. I mean, at least I was young and stupid the first time. Um, and the 3rd time, I wasn't. I mean, none of the times I wasn't looking for marriage. It just happened. Uh, but yep, 3 times. If this one fails, I'll never do it again. I live life by the rules of baseball. So 3 strikes, you're out. So, well, we've been together for 27 years, I think it is. So, pretty sure this one's going to stick. But my mom found out. So when we got to Germany, that's all there is just 3. I think that's why this one worked so well. I had 2 practice wives, so I got it kind of figured out. But my mom found out that she had to request me to be held back. So when we got to Germany, she went to register me for school. She told them, I want him held back. So they said, okay, well, there's only 6 weeks left in the school year. Just keep him at home and he'll start next year fresh and new. So I did. I did a lot of reading, playing cards with my mom, and learning to speak German. My main motivation, my dad taught us 2 phrases. My dad spent almost his entire military career in Germany. So he spoke very fluent German, but he told us that we were going to have to learn on our own. That's the best way to do it. So he taught us nichts verstehen, which means I don't understand. You don't have to say the ich nichts verstehen, which is literally I don't understand. You can just say nichts verstehen, and it's good enough. They know what you're talking about. They know it's you. And come and see here bitte mit der Hose in the Hand, which means come here with your pants in your hands. And we knew not to say that. We figured that one out. It wasn't that hard. So I didn't set up for them to be practice wives. It just happened that way. At least I'm open and honest, and I try to have a sense of humor about it. Like I said, I was just young and dumb the first time. You see your parents and you think, oh, marriage is easy. And then you jump into it and you're like, oh, this shit's not easy at all. Not even kind of, sort of. But this girl that lived across the street from us was crushing on me really hard. And she spoke very little English. And nobody else in her family spoke any English. There was this one hot girl in town that did speak English. She was a German girl. Man, well, she was considerably older than me, which is, I guess, why we didn't hook up. But anyways, the German girl, the one that was crushing on me, invited me over for coffee and cake one day. So I went over, but I didn't know how to ask for cream and sugar. And German coffee is strong. It could probably take the paint off your car. But I didn't know how to ask for cream and sugar, so I drank that shit completely black. No, nothing in it. I choked it down as polite as I could. I didn't make any faces, but inside I was like, so I asked my dad that night, I got to know this. I know you said you ain't telling us, but I got to know. And then I was so pissed off when I found out how easy it is. Sugar in German is Sugar. Pretty much the same. It's just pronounced different. And you just ask for Milch, which is milk, and they know to give you creamer. So that was my motivation to learn to speak German. And we stayed on the economy, and I spent more time with Germans than I did Americans. We moved from that town to another town, and there was one American kid who spoke fluent German, but he his parents went back to the States and took him with them. And there was one German kid in town that spoke very fluent. Most Germans speak some degree of English. Um, but I felt I'm in their country. I need to speak their language. So this kid named Mickey, his dad was the head of the PX system. So he's your typical rich prick. Nobody liked to play with him. Nobody, not even the German kids liked him. So we didn't hang out with him. So it was me on my own. Well, me and my brother on our own, living with in the German community. And I started speaking so much German so well that my German teacher thought I was German. Most Germans thought I was German. The only people I had problems with were the Turks, and they were just douchebags. I mean, not all of them, but the majority of ones I dealt with were just dicks. I didn't get along well with them at all, and I tried to get along with everybody. And a lot of times when I was hanging out, like at school, I would just start speaking German and not realize I was speaking German until I was getting what? So that's kind of weird. You should. I mean, I respected their customs. I tried to learn everything about the culture I could. I had a German girlfriend. I actually dated mostly German girls while I lived in Germany. I mean, I spent most of my time away from the army base. I only went to post with my parents when I had to, like to go to school or if I wanted to go to the PX or whatever. But this one German girl I dated, her dad was super old. But every time he'd see me, he'd go, "Blood Army," which this means your head spinning. It's an insult. Insults in other languages are way different than English. So, and Blood Army it means crazy, literally means crazy army, but that's what they call a lot of Americans is army. So you'd always say Blood Army, and I'd never say anything back. And she asked me one day, she said, "How come you don't say anything to him?" I said, "That's disrespectful. I mean, he's old. He has a different." She said, "No, he's going to keep doing that as long as you let him." So one night I was drunk and I was walking home, and he was walking. They had a Datsun. He was walking his Datsun. And as soon as I walked by, I gave the greeting that you give, and which is really cool. With in there, the area we lived anyways, different regions use different greetings and stuff like that. But in that town where we live, Grüß Gott was the greeting, which is God's good or Christ is good, which is I think that's cool. I mean, even though I'm not religious, I think that was a cool thing. So I said Grüß Gott, and he just said Blöde Army. So I gave him back up. I said Blöde Deutschmann, which is crazy German. And he stopped, turned around, looked at me, and I thought he was fixing to start yelling at me. But he just kind of nodded his head. And from that moment on, he never said it to me again. He gave me the greeting when he would see me. If he knew what I was doing to his daughter, he probably would kept going with the mean shit. But Germany was a blast. I loved it. I had considered staying. I got wrapped up in because all the Americans get wrapped up in this shit. They run around saying they're short. They're fixing to rotate back to the world, all sorts of silly shit. And I got all caught up in that. But the truth was, I did not want to leave Germany. I'd actually considered trying to stay. But I was only 16, almost 17. And I have an uncle who retired over there. And if I thought better about it, I would have went and tried to stay with him instead. But I came back to the States, and when I was married to my second wife and I knew shit was coming off the rails, I considered moving back to Germany, but that was at the time when the Berlin Wall came down. And I had called my uncle, and he said, "I'm not telling you that you can't come back. We'll help you, but this is not the country you left. Taking the wall down was a horrible, horrible mistake. They thought they were doing good, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. The countries, Germany, France, a bunch of those surrounding countries are just fucked." But I don't know. I loved it. I want to go back. Beautiful, beautiful country and great people. When you naturally, all cultures have dicks, but as long as you're making the effort and showing them respect, and that's how I always know when Americans were over there being assholes. or complaining about their time there. It wasn't the country's fault. It's your fault. Well, maybe not now, but during the time frame when I lived there, that's how it was. I was always scared. I didn't have faith. I don't. I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody who's been there. I have friends that go back and visit, and they say how great it is. But when you're visiting somewhere, it's way different than when you live there. So I don't know for Germany. I have a friend who's French and goes home all the time to France, and they've taken down the borders of France, dividing France, and she said it sucks. She hates it. It's it's it sucks. She can't say enough bad shit about it. So I don't know. I would have to think Germany's the same. I mean, it's probably mellowed out a little bit. Once you first gain your freedom, you kind of go like when you're a kid, and you get to go out by yourself for the first time. You kind of hog wild, and then the more you do it, you kind of settle down a little bit. Or most people do. Not everybody's dumb like me. But it's amazing how quick I'm running people off from here. And I'm not even being mean. It is too bad. Germany's a beautiful, beautiful country. I mean, I can't say enough good stuff about it. Uh, One of the really weird things was when we were there and we were playing with the German kids and they would tell us shit about America. We're like, that's not true at all. And when we would talk about their country, they would say no. And we all came to the conclusion that, well, you think America's better because you live here. We think Germany's better because we've lived in America and we know what America's really like. And even though Germans don't have all the freedoms that we have here, and it's probably true with most other countries, once you learn the rules and you live by them, it's probably not that bad. I freak a lot of people out, and granted, again, visiting and living are two different things. I freak a lot of people out because I tell them that Putin seems like a pretty cool dude. I don't mean cool like somebody you want to hang out and drink with. Oh, they are. I didn't go to Switzerland, but I did go to Austria while we were there. And this is not even dumb, but I didn't know that Austrians spoke German. So we took a tour. We had went to Garmisch, Germany. We spent 3 or 4 days, whatever it was, in the hotel. Well, for $5, we could take a tour of Austria. So we went to Innsbruck, Austria. Well, it was $20 because there was four of us. But take a bus ride to Austria, and the tour guide tells you all the interesting shit. They get you to town, meet back at the bus at this time, and you just turn loose. So I went into this record store, and the lady greeted me in German, and I kind of tilted my head and looked at her kind of weird. And she asked me what, and I said, "You speak German?" And she laughed at me and said, "What do you think we spoke?" I said, "The whole conversation is going on in German." I didn't know. I thought you spoke a different language. So I kind of felt stupid in that moment. But I'll never forget, I was going to buy a Kiss Rock and Roll Over record, but I can't remember how much it was in their money. But just seeing those numbers, because it was triple digits, which wasn't a lot, I would definitely go back to the concentration camps. I was a teenager. I studied World War II exclusively while I was there. I read everything. But at the time, I had no desire to go see the concentration camps because that whole thing, even as a teenager, bothered me. Um, Despite the historic value of seeing that, uh, that whole thing, that's something that really gets me riled up, is the whole thing with the Jews. That's just that. I mean, it pisses me off. What pisses me off even more is to hear people say that it didn't happen. It did happen. I know Jews that have their tattoos. Um, but yes, as an adult, I do want to go back and I do want to tour them uh, because I think it'll give me a different perspective. As a teenager, even though I was studying World War II because I'm right here, uh, I didn't want to go see that. I mean, there the issues I have with racism, period. I don't want to go see where someone was hung or anything like that. It disgusts me that anyone wants to do harm another human being just because they're different. I mean, I'm controlling myself right now, but I get, I mean, super hyper over it. It's disgusting. So anyone, the American Indians, all that shit, I can't stand to think that someone was just blatantly trying to eliminate another race. Or abusing another race or discriminating against another race. That's just the most. I mean, it's wow. I mean, I could handle going there. No, it would be pretty intense. I mean, I know people that's gone to the Anne Frank house, and once they got there, it made them cry. But I'm really good under pressure. Uh, so I'm pretty sure that going there, I would be able to handle it, but it would definitely change me. I would definitely have, I think I would feel even more of what I do now. Uh, I don't, you know, I don't get people doing that. I mean, it's bizarre to me. And I guess it's because of how I was raised. And even though I'm from the South, where racism is just fucking crazy, uh, I wasn't raised that way. My parents weren't raised that way. Uh, their parents weren't raised that way. We don't judge people by the color of their skin, even though all of us have experienced racism in various forms. Because contrary to popular belief, racism is not just white on black. There's black on white, brown on white, yellow, white on brown. Everybody has some of it to some degree. I'm not saying each of us as individuals. Races as a whole have people within them that do that. So I've actually experienced racism, but it's just disgusting to me. I don't judge somebody by that, and that's one of the things that'll make me pop you in the mouth is accusing me of racism. If I don't like you, it's you. It's not your race. It has nothing to do with your race. It's you. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly, Josh. If you ever look through my Facebook, you'll see I've pointed out so many times that it's easier to be positive and love I mean, you ain't gotta love everybody. There's a lot of people that I don't like, but that don't mean I need to go attack them. But peace, love, and happiness, that's all so much better, and nobody gets hurt. It takes no more effort. It actually takes more effort to be hateful because it's not your natural instinct to hate somebody. You have to learn that shit. You have to tell yourself that shit. So I always tell this story. The lady that I was talking about from France, her father had come to visit one time, and she paid me to stay at the house. I mean, I worked for her anyways, but this day, instead of going to work, I stayed at the house with her dad. And he spoke no English, some German, and she gave us a German English dictionary so that we could talk. We actually had a fantastic conversation, but he told me when he was young during the war that they had caught an old Jewish woman, a really old lady, and they left a young Nazi to kill her in the street in front of everybody for everybody to see, and he didn't do it. He let her go. The next day, the Nazis brought that kid that they had left to kill that old lady, called every one of their windows and said, "This is what happens when you don't follow our orders," and killed him in front of them right there in the street. Shot him in the head and just left him to die. Or he was dead, just left his body. They didn't do anything, but they wanted to show that as an example. But yeah, hate, I don't, I hate things. A lot of people give hate more power than it actually has because hate literally means to love less. So you can hate something. You hear people say all the time, "Oh, don't hate anything." I hate things. I hate racism. I hate um, homophobes. You know, what gives you the right to go do that to somebody? Just because you don't like somebody, that doesn't give you the right to kill them or to hurt them or harm them in any way. And my argument when I talk to people about that kind of shit is I'm one of the most violent people you'll ever meet. My natural instinct is to hurt people, but I don't want to be that guy. So I'm not, because that's not who I want to be. It's who I am, but it's not who I want to be. When I was younger, I had problems controlling it, but as I matured and this is who I want to be, I have this goal, I overcome those. But it's my natural instinct to punch people, not to argue, to punch you. It's literally like breathing. If you piss me off, that's my natural instinct. But I literally, well, let's see, the last time I punched someone, I was in the club business and a fight had broke out in the club. So I've been at Walmart for 20 years, another place. So I haven't hit anyone in probably 22, 23 years. But that's a conscious decision. That's not my natural instinct. So that's why I have the views I do on hate and racism and homophobia. You're making a conscious decision to be that way. I feel like a preacher. I should be like on a soapbox. Dr. Phil, you really shouldn't do that shit. But so for you to continue to live that life, that pattern, to hate somebody because they look different or because they believe different or they love someone different, that's the other thing that gets me about homophobia. They're not trying to push it on you. Everybody wants someone to love. So where the fuck do you get off going and attacking someone that's not doing anything other than existing, being a human being, enjoying life? Holy shit. I didn't mean to get all serious. These are supposed to be kind of fun. But I have this vision of people sitting there typing going, oh, dude. Oh, no, don't say that. Oh, no. You're full of shit. Shut up, dude. I hope that's not what they're doing. I hope they're going, yeah. But yeah, it took me a long time to get control of my violence. And I didn't beat people up just for being different. That had nothing to do with it. It's pissed me off and I beat your ass. That's how that works. You should know not to piss me off. But as long as it's been, that's still my natural instinct. That's my first instinct, especially when it's something stupid, like racism or homophobia. I can't. There's a real conversation. So it's all good. Oh, it's all. I mean, I'm not upset about it. I don't want somebody to like come in thinking, oh, we're going to come in and make fun. Uh-oh, we're not making friends. This guy sounds mad. I'm not mad. Just some things I don't joke about. I pointed out on one of my videos on 6 days. I think is when I did street jokes. I remember the very first jokes I ever learned. And I'm not saying I've seen some comedians that do racial material that's funny, but I don't find any funny. I mean, I guess I have some that I do with some of my friends. And when I say my friends, I only do like Mexican jokes with my Mexican friends that do Mexican jokes to me. I mean, that do white jokes to me, and the same thing with my black friends. But there is a line that you do not cross. If it's not funny or you're taking a stab at something, that shit's not cool. So it's really tough to pull that off. So to avoid any misunderstandings, I just don't do those jokes. It's not that I don't know them, and I know we all have different senses of humor, and I do hear people do some that are funny. But I used to do. My dad died of Parkinson's disease. He had a rare form of it. They said it was extremely aggressive. We don't know how long it had actually been coming on, but it literally took 2 years from the initial diagnosis to it completely devouring him and him dying. But I still told jokes because they're jokes. I wasn't telling my dad the jokes, but I had no problems with the jokes. And I see a lot of comedians do jokes. I see a lot of memes about Parkinson's disease. And oddly enough, even though that's what was eating my dad right before my eyes, watching him die, I saw an interview with Michael J. Fox, and he was having a particularly bad moment. And I realized that there's nothing funny about that. So I don't do Parkinson's jokes. Uh, I don't laugh at them. Well, I did laugh the other day. Somebody actually did one. It was pretty funny. But and it's you're right. I don't tell people you can't tell. Hi, Don. That was my wife. I don't tell people they can't tell them, and I don't tell people not to tell them to me. But I do have lines I cross. I don't let people cross. When the tsunami hit Japan, I warned people, do not make jokes about that to me. Those people were fucking devastated. Not Janice said hi. She said hi. Those people were devastated. Not only were they devastated, but they didn't sit there and go, "Oh, woe is me. We need help." Matter of fact, they're whatever his rank is, president, prime minister, the guy who runs the country. He actually went on American news and went, "We appreciate the offer, but we've got this." And if you look at the pictures, you can find it online. The matter of months that it took them to rebuild, everyone worked together as a team, helping each other. You actually saw people on the news rushing, and you think they're going to get a family member. No, they're going to help their neighbor. We should be more like that here. But I didn't find any of that shit funny, so I warned my friends, do not. I have one friend try me, and after I ripped him a new asshole, he never did it again. I didn't find anything funny about the Princess Di death, mostly because I think they killed her, which is kind of fucked up. You want a divorce, get a divorce, but you don't have to do that shit. So, yeah, there's certain lines I don't cross, but there are some gray areas, and it really depends on the person that I'm messing with. I don't make all those jokes with all my friends. I only have certain friends that I know well enough. They're not being serious with me, and they're not going to get offended by anything I say. Wow. But since I've been serious, I've had 3 viewers. What else you want to know about? Let me get off this rickety ass soapbox before I fall down and hurt myself. If you want one of these fancy Bob Six cups, $20. Make you one and send it to you. Camellia. Oh yeah. I'm not. I actually think Prince Charles was the one that is responsible for. Oh, I lost one. See, I quit being serious and somebody left. I actually think Prince Charles had it done. He had that power. I don't think the Queen would have been involved. I don't think she really had anything against her. Charles comes off as kind of a douche to me. That's just me. I don't live in England, so I don't know. Oh yeah, I want to go to England too. That's on my bucket list. Even though they hate us over there, from what I understand. Most other countries do hate, not every single American, but Americans as a whole, because most of them go over there with their American attitudes and act like pricks, which you can't really expect anybody to like you acting that way. Oh, maybe it was my cup. Was it me showing my cup that made somebody leave? Maybe that was it. I'm not trying to sell anything. I was just joking. Sure hope somebody's typing something. I got 4 viewers now. Hello, 4th person. Welcome. I'm answering and giving my opinion on anything you want to know. Oh, they left. Pretty good. Hey, hot mess Missy, how you doing? I actually know everybody's here today. It does keep drinks hot and cold. It keeps coffee hot for a ridiculous amount of time, and it keeps cold shit cold, which is why I use it. And it's big. I hate having to get a sip, run back and forth. Hot mess. I actually realized people are here today. I'm seeing everybody's stuff. In case you were one of the ones that came by yesterday when I was having technical difficulties and did not know that people were watching me. So if you're one of the ones, sorry about that. I'm doing great. been having good conversations, and glad you showed up. It's more fun. The more people get in here, the funner it is. We've been having some pretty good discussions. Went from everything from me peeing in front of our cows today to Germany to racism to all sorts of shit. So, so I talk about anything. It doesn't matter. There's nothing I won't talk about. Some things tend to piss people off when I talk about them because I'm just brutally honest. I don't sugarcoat it. But we've been having a pretty good time for the last hour. Yeah, when I'm out in the country, I just. Oh yeah, we haven't talked about conspiracy theories yet. That was weird. Did y'all see my screen just flash? Probably one of them ghosts. It's trying to block me again. But I was telling them that I can't pee in front of people, but both the cows were looking at me wanting more food. I'd already fed them. And I just found it ironic I could pee in front of the cows, but not in front of people. Okay, it did go black for a second for you. Okay, cool. I I don't know if it's one of the ghosts or whatever. I'd like to catch one on the live stream. That would be cool because I do have video of ghosts in the orbs, but usually it's in there because I used to film my videos in that room over there, and that's where most of the activity was. We have activity throughout our entire house, but normally when I shoot videos in here or where I've started shooting them, because my green screen, I believe it's set up in my computer room, so I don't have to redo it every time. My wife came up with that great idea for me to put it in there. So, but I almost never catch any activity here on camera. But off camera, we see them walk through here all the time. Need to put cow prints in the public. Maybe. I don't get that. I was telling them if I go to someone's house for the first time, I have to look behind the curtain before I can pee. Or if I hear them talking outside the door, I can't pee. At home, it's different. I have no problems. But so, like when we go to concerts, I have to time it where I think the least amount of people are there. So I'd actually have to leave during some good songs to run to go piss and get back because nothing sucks more for a man than going to the bathroom, especially urinals that don't have dividers. So the guys on either side of you know you're not peeing, you're just standing there hanging out. Kind of weird. But my ghost, uh, we that's the only video I have of them. We had yeah, see, I don't know. I actually have to look to make sure nothing's behind the curtain. It doesn't matter. Well, I don't have the problem here. My mom's at her house, her shower curtain see through. Uh, my stepmom, her her she don't have. Oh no, she does have a shower curtain, but her toilet is far enough away from the shower it doesn't bother me. Plus, that kind of counts as home. So, uh, certain places I don't have problems peeing, but for some reason out in the country, it don't bother me a whole lot. Just pee. Um, but even though our house is super active with ghosts, ranging in ages from kids to old people, um, that's the only time I've caught them on film. We've caught them on digital recorders, and the dude, we think he left with our daughter. We had a guy that liked to break shit. Uh, yeah, they're yes, we do all have our quirks. I enjoy learning quirks about my friends, and I think it helps each other out to know different quirks so that you know, okay, I'm not the weirdest person in the world, or okay, it's kind of normal for me to be this way because they're kind of close. Yeah, I 100% agree. Uh, but right after we caught digital voices, that recorder got broke, and we tried it with one other one, and it got broke, so we quit doing that. But I haven't caught any more video. That's all I have is the video that's on my page, and it's just that. I mean, few people have said they've seen other things, but that one is the best one I've gotten. Your one video, yes, yes, but you're not the only one to say that. Somebody else watched it and they said they saw another one too. They said they saw a face up above me. All right. Anything else kind of fun to talk about? My accent, my we were talking about school earlier. When I came back in Germany, when I came back from Germany, that's pretty possible. I'm trying to remember. My daughter was still home at the time that video was shot. Oh, can you pick up my accent, or am I covering it up well? The reason I talk really fast is to hide my accent. I actually have a very heavy Southern drawl, and Janet actually got to hear it yesterday because I responded without talking fast, and I realized what I had done. But I talk fast to hide my accent. I sound really hicky if I talk slow. Almost instantly, when we came back to the States, we landed in St. Louis, transferred planes, and I think almost instantly it came back. Yeah. See, if you people that pay attention when I'm talking, they'll pick it up because I can't hide all of it, but that's why I talk faster because it's not as obvious. But yeah, my accent is very hicky. But let's see. When I came back from Germany, I took German in school because I thought it'd be an easy A. German in America is like any other language in America. It's not that great. To take a class on it, it sucked so bad. It got really boring because we spend the entire class the teacher saying, "Stay." He'd pick someone and say, "Stay auf, stand up, geh auf the Tor, go to the door, mach the Tor auf, open the door, geh auf the corridor, go in the hallway, grinsen, which is smile." Oh yeah, I love Modern Family. Well, I used to love Modern Family. I've actually stopped watching it for several reasons. I stopped watching it, but the first I can't remember how deep we got into it, but we used to watch it religiously. But then the show started taking a few turns. You could tell they were losing traction. So, as most shows do, they start trying to throw twist in there, and they kind of dicked up the formula they had going. And then I heard that they were going to kill off a main character and try to turn the show from a comedy into a more serious type show. And I was like, that's just sad. I was not, I tried watching Breaking Bad because my daughter, I sound kind of like Kim and look kind of, I'm cool with that. Oh, I did not like The Sopranos. I tried, I couldn't get into it. All my friends love it. My daughter loved Breaking Bad, and you would think with my past, I would like Breaking Bad, but I didn't. I try. There are serious drama type stuff. I mean, I watch a lot of documentaries and stuff, but you would think I'd be more into that kind of stuff, but I'm not. I pretty much watch. I'm sure hoping it's a rumor, because that'd just be sad to watch them do that to the show. I'm hoping that it was just a rumor because that show was phenomenal. But if you look at a lot of the great shows of recent, I mean, they even did it back in the day, jumping the shark with Happy Days. It's the same scenario now. They, instead of sticking to their guns, maybe thinking that they've just hit a lull, they just decide to mix shit up really big and end up messing up the show. For those of us that have been there from the start, they did it with The Office. They should have ended the show way before they did. It got horrible. I couldn't even finish watching it. Um, uh, How I Met Your Mother. I love the first, I think, 3 or 4 seasons, but oh, this stuff is giving me the hiccups. So now I'm going to sound like a drunk. So on top of my accent, I'll start hiccuping and sound drunk, which I'm not drinking, by the way. It's water. Oh, that's cool. I used to go to Ruidoso to go snowboarding with my Kimpo instructor. Uh, Ruidoso is, oh no, oh, normally that's what I drink, but um, my mom tried this water. It's actually carbonated water. My mom tried this water and didn't like it. And I was like, oh, I've drank that shit. I like it. I'll take it. So it actually makes me burp. If I was drinking sweet tea, I wouldn't be doing all the burping, which when this runs out, that's what I have to drink. Um, Ruidoso, beautiful place. One of the few places in the world I've ever been that you walk down the street and you don't worry about getting mugged because everybody's rich. I was the poorest guy in town. But beautiful place. I love going there snowboarding. Haven't snowboarded in a long time. Well, I think the last time I went was right before my daughter was born, or right after she was born. She's 25, so I haven't gone snowboarding in a long time. I was much younger and thinner then. But yeah, New Mexico is cool. There's some outlaw hideouts along the way there too. From like Billy the Kid. What's that other gang? A Hole in the Wall gang. I can't remember their name, but I never went to any of them, which is odd because the 1860s, the cowboy days, is my favorite era of history. Oh, tell me about it. Uh, Time, yeah, time flew by. I can't believe I have a 21-year-old, a 25-year-old, and 5-year-old granddaughter, and I'm still alive. Everybody always thinks it's a joke. My rock and roll games plan was to be dead by 36. So pretty happy that that didn't work out. I enjoy being a parent and a grandparent. It's awesome. All right, I'm getting a lot of wows. That's cool. Yeah, no, it literally when I saw it, her birthday, I was like, damn. Oh yeah, please like my stream while you're here. Please, 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 please. Thank you, Miles. I always forget to say that. What's I now I'm confused. Hot mess. What was morbid? Uh I'm trying to think of what I said. I can't look back over the comments and see what I said. uh oh, my rock dream. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks, Janet. Yeah, that was my yeah. Well, that was because I just figured if I, cause my plan was to be a big rock star and blah blah blah, and I figured if I died in my 30s, uh, I'd become a legend. Yeah, I almost met that reality several times. I probably should have met that reality with the drug habit in the 80s, but I survived it, thankfully. But yeah, I pretty much almost partied myself to death. So maybe that's why I'm such a well balanced, well, not really well balanced, but fairly balanced adult. It's almost as though my drug addiction kicked in just enough early enough to save my life. That's really kind of weird. That's kind of morbid because my drug addiction is what threw off my pursuing my music career. That became more important than anything. I think my watch tells me it's time to stand up. Um, how long have I been clean? Since January 27th, 1987. The only reason I got clean when I did was for 2 years I all I would eat was a cheeseburger and fries at about 2 o'clock, a little past 2 o'clock in the morning. My mom found out where I was living and she came and took me to lunch and I took 3 bites of shrimp fried rice and almost threw up. And that's when I realized, oh, I must have a problem. Fortunately, my friends stood behind me because I've always been funny, and so actually more people like me than don't like me. So, um, sorry, my watch is. Yeah, my level headedness is. Stop. Sorry, it's OCD. I can't stand for my watch to be giving me messages. Um, but my my dealer, who had never shot anybody, threatened to shoot anybody that he saw caught selling me shit. So nobody would sell to me, and got clean. So sorry, it wasn't like some big, oh, and the angels came down and they lifted me up. No, no shit like that. It was just less dramatic than you would see in a movie. But I survived. I find it weird when I talk about my drug addiction. People say, "Oh, you almost sound proud of that." I'm not proud of it. I'm proud I lived through it. I know people who didn't. So I think the fact that I'm alive puts me ahead of the game. So I mean, it is what it is. I don't regret it because I believe in the butterfly effect wholeheartedly, firmly believe in the butterfly effect. If I didn't go through everything I went through, I wouldn't be who I am today. So probably a good thing. I am proud that I'm alive and clean, especially after Christmas 1987. It's kind of ironic. I was never homeless as a drug addict, but I did become homeless 2 years after that. Oh wait, no one in 2 years. It was a little over a year. Oh, it's 88. Seven, January 87. December. Oh shit, that was 87. December of that same year, after I got clean, I was homeless and spent Christmas Eve in a break out your violins in a Volkswagen bus. I'm playing violin, by the way. A Volkswagen bus in Bel Air, Maryland, with a bottle of Jack Daniels. And that night, I really didn't want to wake up, but I did. Here I am to tell my stories. I remember laying there. I didn't blame anybody. It was all my fault. I was just thinking, I could not believe I had fucked my life up that quick. It's kind of weird, very eye opening. Went from having the world by the short and curlies to thinking, I sure hope I don't wake up in the morning. Let me guzzle as much of this shit as I can. So now I'm here with y'all. Anything a little funner y'all want to talk about instead of my depressing younger years? It was not depressing. It was fun. Oh, I should write. Everybody tells me I should write a book. Uh, I've kind of tried. Uh, oh, maybe one day I'd sit down and write it, but I don't know if I would put it. I think, like I said, with if Nikki makes the Heroin Diaries into a movie, it shouldn't be him. He shouldn't be the main character. It should be a fictitious character. I think if I write a book, that's how I'll do it. Is a fictitious character, and that way I can change everybody's names. And even though people who knew me, I don't think any of my friends are douchey enough to try to sue me over some shit like that. But you never know how people are with money. Kinds of money, people want to sue you every time you turn around. I when did I try? I think I've tried once or twice, uh, and I sit there going, I don't know, because I guess the point would be of where I started it, even though my life's been fairly interesting from the get go. uh, I think it's still interesting. It's just the transformation from the the true piece of garbage that I was to what I've become, which I think's better. Did I tell you all I got kicked out of kindergarten? I think I've told that story too many times. Always watch that when they got those needle teeth. My wife's dog, when he was a puppy, put a pretty good hole in my finger, which is why I don't sleep with my hand off the bed anymore because he was in a box or something right by my bed. And when he bit the hole in my finger, because I had my hand down there to try to keep him calm and shit. I guess it would be interesting if I wrote a book and people actually bought it. I guess it'd be kind of like my pens, because even though I've been making those pens for 13 years and I know they look good, all that stuff, I'm still surprised that people buy them. So I guess if I wrote a book, I'd be surprised that people buy them. Okay. Uh, oh, kindergarten. Okay. I I turned 5 in March, but my parents got me into kindergarten when the school year started that year by putting me in a private kindergarten because they would accept 4-year-olds. I was so bad. This kindergarten was a house that had been converted into the school. Yes, I am working from my laptop. I downloaded Streamlabs onto my phone. I just haven't tried it yet. Um, so when I was so bad, they would lock me in the bathroom when they would go to recess, and I would stand on the bathtub and, without giving me examples, scream obscenities at them. um, I beat up several people. Yeah, it does sound like a daycare, but it was the 70s. It's like, hey, this house has nobody in it. Let's make a. Uh, I'll never forget the day they kicked me out. My biological father was extremely violent, so I just knew I was going to get beat for this. I was crying. They called my mom. She had to come from work. Funny now, wasn't funny at the time. Um, they said, "Look, there's only 6 weeks in the school year left. Here's his little diploma. Do not bring him back." So I got kicked out, and I was cool until Bob came home from work, and I was expecting a beating, but he sat down and he said, "All right, you really fucked this one up. So this next year, you better buckle down and you better do well." Ironically, my first grade teacher was the lady who owned the kindergarten I got kicked out of. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't tell anybody that shit for any kind of sympathy. I survived it. Uh, it was a good lesson for me because I did not do that to our kids as we raised them. I don't do it to our granddaughter. So there's benefits. I take the positive out of it, but It was the 70s. Back then, that was just good parenting. So, uh, it, I, I mean, I really don't tell anybody. I don't want any sympathy for it. I survived it. It's how life was. I mean, that's why my mom divorced him and got us out of that shit. But it is what it is. I, it's the past. Lessons learned and drive on and all that good jazz. So my first grade teacher was the lady who owned the kindergarten. Her name was Mrs. Cockroom, and she was great. We got along fantastic. She made me cry once. I was done with all my work. I thought she'd be proud of me, and I kept telling her. She kept telling me I needed to do something. I said I don't have anything to do. I'm done. She came over and dumped my desk out, and it made me cry. I was in the first grade. I didn't tell you all that to make you feel bad for me either. Again, it was the 70s. That was just good teachering. Second grade went over pretty well. Third grade, that's when I started getting bad. Fifth grade is when I found out I could make the entire class laugh at will. And I became the class clown. Good night, Miles. Thank you so much. Hey, two of me, that's twice as good, right? Well, I guess it depends. I guess it could be twice as bad. But thank you so much. I know how hard it was for you to be up and check me out. So thank you, and I will see you again soon. Good night. Oh, that probably really messed your head up if you're seeing two of me. Yeah, the 70s was really, really, I mean, for home lives and school, I mean, that was pretty wild. I was so bad in the fifth grade, they actually moved me from my teacher's class after I made her cry. Oh, thanks. That will help a lot, as you already know. Thank you very much. So they moved me from that teacher's class to a mean teacher's class. Well, she wasn't really mean. She was equipped to handle me. I'd asked her one time if I could go to the nurse, and she said, "Ask why." And I had to say, because I have a staple in my finger, and I put my finger in a stapler. I was going to act like I was going to hit it, but I actually hit it and stuck the staple in my finger. And she told me no, says I did it on purpose. I couldn't go to pull the staple out. Good night, Miles. See you next time. Oh yeah, we rode in the back of a station wagon quite often. Rode in the back of pickup trucks, but there was just two of us. So, but yeah, it was a whole different ball game. Rode up front with no seat belts. Played all over the car. We usually had big cars. We didn't start getting compact cars in our family. I mean, we had I know, which makes me laugh because those of us from that era, really had a lot of dangerous situations, but we survived fine. Nowadays, kids have to wear a helmet and elbow pads and knee pads to ride their bike with training wheels. Yeah, it's crazy. Um, I talk about a lot of the weird shit that me and my brother did. Uh, we would take and put spit wads in our pellet guns and have fights with those and low power BB gun fights. Um, there was one time we'd gotten a BB pistol. uh, I told him we were going to take turns, but he was going to go first to run across the backyard, and I tried to shoot him from exactly. You could be outside. You knew when the street lights were on. Come home. That's how that worked. We did that same thing, laying in the back window on the back thing of the window. That was super cool. But as fast as I grew, I didn't get to do it that much. But absolutely. But you didn't really need adult supervision back then because your neighbors were watching, for one. And number two, you mess around too much, you end up getting your ass kicked. And then you have to go home and tell your mom and dad why you got your ass kicked. And then you're going to get a spanking. So it's a whole different ballgame back then. There's a lot of positives from it, but due to society changes, we really can't do that same shit these days. I don't know what I was going to say. It's okay. I like the way the conversation's flowing now. We're talking about all sorts of shit. Oh, the BB gun. He's running across the backyard. So the first time he ran across, I shot him in the side of the face. Not on purpose. I was trying to count for the arc because the pellet pistol's not. Yes, definitely. Well, for me, the Bob years, you would not dare sneak out because if that bastard woke up and you weren't in the house, whoo! But as I got older, I just tell them when I'd be home, and they would a lot of times go. They would be in bed before I got home. I actually have a story about that. My dumbass at 14 years old when we lived in Germany. So I shot him in the face. Parents had a big. Oh, we had a big ass Pontiac Bonneville, and it had the huge deck in the back too. There was another. We had several cars that had that huge, big ass deck in the back. So I shot him in the face the first time, trying to figure for the arc of the BB. So the second time he ran with his hand in front of his face, I wouldn't shoot him in the face. I shot him in the nuts. So he decided we should quit playing, which meant I didn't have to run and get shot. But he did shoot me one time when I said I was going to run away. It was before my mom met my stepdad. She was at work. We were home alone. It was winter. I told him I was sick of taking care of him, so I was leaving. It's winter. All I had on was jeans, no shirt, no shoes. I got to the end of the driveway and I heard him pumping his rifle. And he said, "You better come back inside." I said, "Or what?" And he shot me in the back. So I went back inside. The 70s were pretty well as far as parent raising and shit like that, or being a kid. Something you wouldn't dare do today. Me and my brother got a belt spanking along I-35 here in Texas, major interstate. We're on our way to Six Flags, and Bob would always threaten to spank us alongside the road, never did. We're little kids, we're excited, we're going to Six Flags. He finally had enough, pulled over and spanked both of us, broad daylight, with a belt. Nobody stopped, nobody honked, nobody gave a shit. That's how it went. You wouldn't do that today. Pull over and hit your kid with a belt alongside her, or just spank your kid, period. Yeah, CPS getting you. All right, somebody's got to say something. You're so hungry. I ate right before I did this to make sure I didn't get hungry while I was doing it. I had. You're not Missy as well. You're Janet. She's Missy. Oh, how about that? That shitty joke I just told ran 2 people off. I had 4 viewers, and now I do not. I had ramen on tortillas for lunch. That's really, really, really good. That really was a bad joke. Kind of weird because I have some bad jokes. I got 3 people here now. I don't know who the third person is. Say hey, at least before you duck out. Say hey, so I know who was here ducking out. Uh, well, there you go. You can't go anywhere because you're a sweet little puppy. So I guess you just have to stay here and hang out with me, which you usually do anyways. So I think that works out well. Here's something I was pointing out on Facebook. Um, the difference between my newer friends, my old school friends, and my real friends. I do these social experiments where I'll send out positive messages to random people and shock messages to random people just to see what the responses are. I find it odd that I will literally get almost zero responses from the positive ones, no matter how nice it is. For example, one time I just sent out, and I only sent them to people I know, and I had even announced that I was going to do this social experiment, so people knew, excuse me, that it was coming. I just sent a simple message that said, "I love you." It was I was befuddled at how many people just didn't respond or that said it was weird and creepy. And then there was a few that responded accordingly. Everybody knows you hear a third person, but everybody said hi. We're a friendly group here. Uh, but I found that odd. But when I do shock messages, I get positive responses back. Almost everybody responds. I'm at like a 98% response level for the shock and mean messages. Um, but like a 98% response thing, nobody gets offended. That's how more of my better friends that respond. I should have done a video of the messages. I could do that. But oh, I have 2 video challenges. I don't know if you know about that. Um, you have to send me your suggestion, I guess would be the way to put it. I'm going to do a reaction video. The first one will be make me cry. I don't cry. But I explained yesterday that I'm getting older and sometimes songs move me a little bit. Yes, I'll figure out a way to do that, and I will do that because it's kind of weird. But my video challenge is to make me cry. You send me 3 songs that you think will make me cry. That way you get credit for if you're the one that makes me cry. If one of your songs makes me cry, I will make you one of my pins and send it to you for free. But you have to send it to me. You can either send it to me at my email, which is all lowercase, is Bob6, BOBBSIXX at yahoo.com. That way you get full credit if you're the one that does it. Yeah, Janet tried yesterday. And then the other one I'm going to do is to make me laugh. It could be a video clip of a comedian, a song. Janet tried yesterday with a song. I don't laugh. It's not that I don't find stuff funny, but as a comic, I just don't. I don't laugh. No, when you see me laugh in public, or like if you told me a joke right now, it's being polite. It's my courtesy laugh. But That doesn't mean it doesn't happen. If I laugh at something, especially when I'm by myself, that shit was hilarious. So those two challenges are coming up. But yeah, I should do the responses because the shock messages, you would think people would get pissed off. Now, I have had people get pissed off. I had done a shock message, a round of shock messages, and all it said was "Good morning, turd." I had someone unfriend me, and they knew it was coming. I had made a post that I was sending this message out the next day. Oh, I don't know if I can be funny on the man. That's just who I am. I mean, it sucks when somebody, I guess the problem I have is when somebody says, tell me a joke now. I mean, I've got a bajillion jokes, but they all like get log jammed. I literally know almost every funny joke ever told. Uh, but yeah, I should do that. I just have to be careful who I use. But yeah, I'll block out the names because I can do that in editing. That Yeah, I think I will do that so that people can see I'm not bullshitting. There are people. It's unreal how many people won't even respond to a positive message. Usually, the positive messages are, "Hey, I appreciate you being my friend. You know, you're a valued friend." That kind of stuff. Blah blah blah. Stuff most people want to hear, and either no response. That's cool. I like that. Improvisational and spontaneous. That's really good. That's especially if it catches people off guard. Uh, Something a lot of people like about my jokes is like the other day I was telling someone a joke and I don't normally say, "Well, here's a joke I wrote," because I just slip it into a conversation. And he realized right before I dropped the punchline on him, he's like, "Holy shit, it's a joke." He's, I thought you were dead serious because the way you rolled into it. So that's one of my big things that makes me feel good. No pressure. You ain't got to be funny, especially since you already know that odds are I won't laugh or I'll just do a courtesy laugh, which I don't show people my courtesy laugh so they don't actually know if I'm doing it or not. I used to love telling that on stage when I was doing shows with little shithole comics. I would say something about my courtesy laugh and I'll continue the joke and then I'd stop and say, "You notice I didn't do my courtesy laugh? That way, if I have to do it for one of your shitty jokes, you won't know." I used to do a lot of bad shows with a lot of bad comics, and they were only comics by titles. They were not. They were just somebody that thought that they thought they were funny. Huge difference between thinking you're funny, trying to be funny, and you're just funny. Oh, I hate pity laughs. I would rather have nothing than a pity laugh. Um, and I've had nothing before. One of the times I opened for Rodney Carrington, I don't know if you know who he is or not, but I wrote this joke that day. I didn't test on anybody. I just knew it was going to kill. And I decided to close with it. So I closed with this joke. The place was packed. Not one single person laughed. The crickets didn't chirp, nothing. It was just dead silence. It sucked. That joke has worked sporadically. I don't do it very often. I mean, I don't perform anymore, but during the 6 years I was doing it, I would tell it sporadically. It would depend on the crowd. Uh, but I would still rather have the dead silence than someone go, ha, ha, ha. All comedians know when a joke tanks. Don't do the pity laughs. We all know the sound is different. I don't care how good somebody thinks they do a pity laugh. It's not. There is a different, everything's different about it. So no matter how hard you practice, it's still not. Uh, yeah, Rodney's a really, really cool guy. I could not be any happier for him. and his success. I will say, since he got divorced, he definitely went downhill with his material. His last special, We're Friends, and I could not. I couldn't watch it. It was just, I tried twice. Uh, it's terrible. It wasn't funny. It was anger. And he even took jokes from his last special and messed them up. Oh yeah, I cannot stand heat, but I do know people that kind of laugh that way. uh, but yeah, I'd rather have dead silence than a pity laugh. That's terrible. Uh, so what are some of the shows y'all watch? My main show that I watch religiously, I'm on my 10th time through the series because I watch it on Hulu, is the Goldbergs. It's the new season's fixing to kick off, which I'm excited for, but I love, love, love the Goldbergs. Oh yeah, T. It's weird. I know this is gonna make me sound really, really bad, but it's really true. It's not a joke. I'm always making people laugh. Hey, Supermom, how you doing? Rodney got divorced 2 or 3 years ago. If you watch his newest special on, oh, it was like 5 years ago. Man, time flies. But yeah, yeah, he did not take it. I mean, I don't think he took it well at all. What was I saying? Funny laugh, funny. Hell, I don't remember what I was going to say. This is okay. We can just move on. It'll be all new when it comes back to me. uh, oh, I was going to tell y'all something really messed up about me. uh, and this was when I was much younger. I actually broke up with a girl because of her laugh. She was super nice, all that stuff. As much as I make people laugh, I could not listen to her laugh anymore. I would literally try not to be funny around her. It sounded like a goose being raped by a buffalo. I mean, it was the most terrible laugh, and she thought it was hilarious. I I didn't tell her that's why I broke up with her. I just said it's not working, gave her that old spiel. But the most horrendous laugh, I could not take that laugh. So that was the end of that. And this has been I think my funnest live stream yet. Oh, for me, for my side of it. I'm sure everybody watching me not know anybody was there yesterday is entertaining for some people. Oh, that was crazy. But yeah, the conversation's been good. It's been all over the charts. I like that. Anything else y'all want to know? We got 4 people here. Somebody's got to want to know something. Am I using a fish-eyed lens so my head looks this big? Nope, it's really this big. I have a big ass head. No, I'm not losing my hair. That's been my forehead my entire life. I've always measured it because I was afraid I was losing my hair because I used to have hair down to here. So I was always worried about losing my hair when I was younger. I don't know how that showed up on camera. That was me. Kind of hard to see my hair. I thought it would show it better. Bye, Hot Mess. Thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it. It was awesome. Thank you. And I will check your live stream out the next time or any videos that you put out. Thanks again. Bye. You're too kind. Too kind. Yeah, it was weird the way that progressed. I actually cut my hair that way because none of my rock and roll friends would want to hear it, but it made it easier to keep my hair on my face when I was playing golf. I would have never imagined I would try to manipulate my hair to playing golf or for playing golf. That's not a very rock and roll answer, but that was the progression of it. Uh, so, discuss my hair, peeing outside. This has been a really good conversation. It's been all over the board. Uh, when I cut my hair for golf, oh yeah, I couldn't stand it to get. I took golf really seriously, like crazy serious. It was probably what screwed up my game because I started overthinking. But love, 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 love golf. Uh, I know Alice Cooper plays golf, always has. He's I just watched an interview with him the other day. His handicap's going up. He said for a while he was shooting 72, but he and actually thought about getting on the pro tour. But he said because he plays with pros, he knows that he wouldn't last first past the first cut. So, but yeah, he's always played. Uh, when he's not on tour, I think he does 2 rounds a day. I think's what he said, which is pretty cool. Oh no, I wouldn't say it's not rock and roll. Most of the rock bands I know of play golf to some degree. Is bigger with the country guys, but yeah, there's nothing not rock and roll about playing golf. Is just modifying your hair. It's got to be really hard for Alice Cooper since he wears a wig now. Boy, that was we're all getting older moment seeing him scratch his head and realize he's wearing a wig. Nice. Uh, not because I was avoiding rain. I don't think I've ever played in the rain, but I'm not somebody that runs inside just because it starts raining. So, uh, but I've never played. I know the morning dew will slow down the ball on the course, but still, if you get that first shot that's really good, the rest of it's easy. Well, I say that. I hear a lot of people bitch about their short game. My short game's good. It's my long game that sucks. Well, we're down to 2 people, so it must be you, me, and Supermom go. If you got any questions, Supermom, feel free, or anything you want to talk about, feel free. Or whoever the other person is that's actually there, feel free. Because we've talked about a little bit of everything. Yeah, that is true. It was funny, even when I worked on the golf course, I did not think I would ever. I had no desire to play when I was on the golf course. I had no desire to play golf at all. Probably going to have to burn off in about 24 minutes. Um, but, oh, now there's 4 people here. Hello, whoever just joined. Feel free to talk about anything you want. At least say hello so I know who was here. That would be cool. We've been talking about everything. Oh, we already lost one. That didn't take long at all. They're like, oh shit, they're talking about everything. I'm out. I wonder sometimes if people click on or like wait for me to do a magic trick or something, they go, nah, he's not doing anything. When I see my head, they're like, oh my God, gotta go. Puppies like to do that. Not so bad when they're puppies and they got that puppy breath. It's when they get older and they got that shit breath. Yeah. Any of the other people watching will talk about anything you want. Music, balloon animals. Oh, I Savannah went through a phase of wanting me to make balloon animals. I'd never made any, so I actually watched videos from some of the world's best animal makers, learn how to make her animals. And one of them I'd worked. Which one was it? I can't remember if it's the monkey. I worked really, really hard to make that thing for her, and she's like, "Oh, oh, yeah, that kind of sucks when it I mean, it sucks when it happens naturally, but it really sucks when somebody just weans the puppy too soon. But I worked so hard on that balloon ammo, and she could not have been any less excited about it. And I was super excited because it took me a long time to get it figured out. I'm not good at it at all, but for her, I learned how to do balloon animals. People still watching. Hey, if you don't say hey, at least click like, please. I'd really appreciate it. Uh, so, puppies, cows, balloon animals. People want money. Yeah, I know. It's yeah. I know a lot of people that do that. I don't approve of that at all. Uh, yeah, I don't. I know everybody wants to make a buck, but you got to do it the right way. No, she does not. She hasn't ever shown any interest in it. Uh, Try to get her to watch a few videos on YouTube. No interest at all. But balloon animals she likes. She likes magic. She's starting to get way too smart for my cheesy ass magic tricks. Uh, Once in a blue moon, I'll surprise her with a magic trick. Um, but no, she's got things that she just absolutely likes, and that's it. And then she's got other things she'll like for a whole minute, and then done with it. And usually, once she's done with it, she's done with it for about 6 months until you're about ready to throw it away. And then, oh no, that's my favorite thing ever. Ran someone up. We're down to two. Got 19 minutes before I gotta go. So whoever the other person is, you could say, "Hey, why do I keep doing that?" That is very not me. Quite possibly not because all the other smells that are on it because scent's very big, so that our cats quickly, when we got them fixed, they did not want one of them back. They got over it, but they would attack it. The mama cat, as a matter of fact, we had to wait to get her fixed. But when we did, she smelled different, I guess. Now we got 3 people. Hello, third person. You could click like and say who you are. That'd be great. We're talking about anything and everything that people want to talk about. That would probably be a good idea. I've had a bottle feed more than my fair share of animals over the years. Hello, 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 hello. Not sure. Yeah, works every time. Can't believe I had time 2 days in a row to do this. Oh no, not today. Not because it's almost over anyway. So no guitar time today. I have to go get Savannah in a little bit. I may have me a little snack before I do that. I didn't have to go to work today, but I'm getting paid as if I was there. And I'll have to go to work tomorrow either, but I'll still get paid. Uh, yeah, yesterday it was just when I thought nobody was looking, I got my guitar to pass time. That's what I was, as you saw. That's what I do. But uh, yeah, I really like the way the conversation's gone today. This has been my favorite one yet. Bunch of talking. That's cool. Oh, we can do that next time because that was kind of cool. That name, that tune thing. That was kind of cool. Oh, and that song that I played and you guessed Red Hot was not Red Hot. It was um, Too Fast for Love. I realized that right after I shut everything down. I was like, oh my God, that was not that. It was not Red Hot. It was uh, Too Fast for Love. I sung the right song when you guessed it, but I was singing the right lyrics to the song I was actually playing, but I'm getting sleepy, but I don't have time to sleep. I know. And because Red Hot starts out with the drums and pick slide up the strings. Hello, third person. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate if you hit that like button and say who you are. Say hey, at least. That would be really cool. Oh, probably doesn't look good that I'm getting sleepy and yawning. It's because I'm sitting still. But yeah, maybe I'll do that next time. Yeah, because maybe that tune's kind of fun. But I need to restring that guitar. That guitar I was playing yesterday, those strings are at least 10 years old. Maybe I'll use my better guitar to do that. Yes, we live right by the train tracks. It's ridiculous. I don't think they should have to honk the horn at the damn intersections. All you're going to do is scare the shit out of somebody right before you hit them. Nobody's ever driven their car off the tracks. Oh, a train's coming. I didn't realize that. I think it's dumb. But yeah, yeah, because I could do some of the other shit that we used to do. I'm just so rusty. The songs that I was playing yesterday, that's all shit I've played since I was a teenager. So those are like stuck in my head. Um, but yeah, I could do some newer shit for him. Always makes me feel good when people guess what I'm playing or know what I'm playing without any verbal cues. Maybe do some trivia shit or some joke shit next time too. I always enjoy that. Hopefully, next time more people participate in the conversation. This was good, especially. I mean, we always have a good time talking, but more people joined in for a little bit. That was pretty cool. Uh, we we almost never have Amtrak come through here. Once in a blue moon is not normally part of their route, so I don't know why they end up on it. But this route here by us is almost always just freight. Uh, uh, I got all wrapped up and the games ended. I didn't delete the game because I figured we'd start sooner or later, but I had got wrapped up in so because I've been working so hard on trying to get my channel up, um, get all my numbers up that I had completely spaced it. So yeah, it's not. I didn't purposely quit you. I just haven't been playing at all. Hey, is this from you? Since you said that, I have a notification. Oh, it's a notification from the trivia place wanting me to come back. Where have you been, Bob? Been busy, dude. But yeah, I'll start some games with you here pretty soon. I uh, I said I just got all wrapped up and totally spaced it. Who else is here? You can tell us. We're friends. No. What? Take your time. I don't know what no means. Oh, I was asking who else is here. Uh oh. Oh, good. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I my channel had just got so stagnant and wasn't moving. I really started focusing on that. I was like, this is going nowhere quick. So I've really been working hard on it, which is why I have not been. You know what? I just realized we've been here over 2 hours. And I realized I should have moved the camera down. Oh no, it wasn't from you. It was from the game itself. From Trivia Crack itself asked me where have I been. Uh, well, even if the other people aren't going to talk, I do appreciate them being here, watching. I hope they're not expecting anything spectacular because I don't have any magic tricks that would impress adults. I just have some card tricks. I don't have a deck of cards on me. It's not near as fun if you're on video either because I could just put my hands down where you couldn't see it. Then you wouldn't know. Yes, exactly. But yeah, next time we might do that and some name that tune. And another thing that a lot of people like to do with me for whatever reason is they'll tell me a part of a joke and see if I can get the joke. Not the punchline, just part of the joke. Because I always brag about I know literally almost every joke ever told that's funny. There's some lame ass ones because I have friends going, I got one for you. Why'd you even say that? That's dumb. We're down to 2 people. Got 7.5 minutes. Well, 6.5 minutes, I mean. Yeah, probably, but that's okay. It's cool. It's all cool. As long as they're here, that's really the only thing that matters. And if they click like, that definitely helps. Oh hey, there is 3 people here. Cool. Appreciate y'all being here. Feel free to say something, ask something, tell me something interesting. Just say how your day's doing. Just say hey. It's all good. Oh yeah, it's always good. I've been watching a lot of reaction videos lately. I think it's pretty cool. And it's kind of weird to see people seeing something for the first time, and you're like, that's been around for like 30 years, and you're just now seeing it. But I have those moments happen to me as well when people go, "Oh yeah, this is old." I'm like, "Oh, I had no clue that even existed." So it's all good. I didn't shoot new videos this week. Had full intentions on doing it, but got distracted, busy. Had to work on my car. You can't just replace a headlight anymore. Gomer Pyle, huh? I used to watch Gomer Pyle. I remember when Gomer Pyle was on the Andy Griffith Show, and then he went in the Marines, got his own spinoff. You know, he used to date Rock Hudson. All right, you got to tell me why you said Gomer Pyle. Is the delay that big? Oh, I wonder if that's where I got that from because I used to watch that all the time as a kid. Matter of fact, I watched the shows back. Well, let's see. When we first moved to Texas, I would watch every day. I would watch the Andy Griffith Show, Gomer Pyle, Petticoat Junction, Green Acres, Sure you didn't. All right. 3 minutes, I got to go. This has actually been really fun. So next time we'll do more conversation, name that tune, some trivia shit, and see about the jokes. Now, I once got a $10 tip when I was a nightclub DJ. Person came up to me, a lady, said, I want to hear this song. I don't know who sings it, but it's a country song, and all she knew was a red, red rose. It says red, red rose somewhere in the song. And it took me a few minutes, but I kept singing Red, Red Rose over my head, in my head, until the rest of the lyrics came out. And it's a song by Restless Heart. Is it the Blue Skies in Texas? I can't remember. The song was, oh yeah, I remember watching the Beverly Hillbillies in prime time. But yes, black and white Andy Griffith. I did not watch. I couldn't watch the color. I didn't like color. Beverly Hillbillies was okay for me both ways, but for some reason I don't like the colorized version of Andy Griffith show. The black and white's my favorite. I just wasn't interested, and I sure was not interested in Mayberry RFD. They should just let that show die. All right, got to start winding it up. Got a minute and a half left. I appreciate everyone that's here, even the people that didn't talk. Appreciate if you hit the like button on, when you leave. That's cool. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, but I'll definitely do this again next week. I really need to shoot some new videos because I enjoy shooting the videos. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. Janet, you were here the whole time. Totally appreciate it. I mean, I know you were chatting because you're puppy, but you were still here. You could have just hung up on me and you didn't. So I totally appreciate that. And until next time, have a great day. Make someone laugh if you get the chance. Peace. I decided not to yell it this time. Yeah, the color version just sucked. But I got to go. Got stuff to do. See y'all next time. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.